Hey folks, how's everybody? I hope you're well. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to all you newcomers. If you've just stumbled across this channel, if you could hit that thumbs up and the subscribe button, turn your notification bell on. I try to pump out a lot of videos, or as I get time to do them, or when we get work in here to do. We restore saws, build saws, repair saws, port saws, build custom saws, you name it, I've done it here on the channel. Lots of videos, something, I think over 1,500 uploads to YouTube. So, again, welcome to everybody and thanks for watching. What we've got here is a little Stihl 026. This belongs to Justin Weaver. Most of you guys in the saw community know who Justin is. He's a timber faller out of East Tennessee, and I'm in Southwest Virginia, so naturally we're not real far apart. It was like right around 2 hours, I think. So honestly, the flea market that the wife and I go to and post all the little short videos from is like the midway point between where he and I live. So we met up, and he got a few saws here that just need some simple repairs, but this one's probably going to be probably not a complete rebuild, but it's going to need freshened up, and we're going to make him a little hot rod 026 out of it. And this saw is in, it's a production saw, sees regular production use, so take that for what it's worth. But what he had told me, he said, hey, this thing's really tired. He said, when you get it home, he said, I want you to bar it up and run it, and you'll see what I mean. I have had it fired up. It sounds good, but, it sounds like she's tired to do a rebuild. May not come through on camera, but I'll ask you to just listen for the chatter in the saw when I fire it up, then we'll kind of go over that. Once I shut it back off, and I thought this was cool, said he had bought this muffler cover and got this little rubber plug that goes in it, and man, I really hope I don't lose that. I kind of wish I'd have just left that with you, but we'll do our best to keep up with it. But let's see how she fires up. He said it was a little harder to start than it used to be years ago, and I think they've had this in the family for over a decade, but good looking little saw, been well taken care of. But I figured I'd bring you guys along with me. So let's fire it up, see how she does. Now take note, I had this running Saturday, I think, and today's Monday, I think, or Tuesday. Today's Monday. That's what happens when you get older, guys. You can't even remember the damn day of the week. But I had it running 2 days ago, so it may fire back fairly easy. And it doesn't really have a lot for compression at all. We'll put a gauge on it when we get to the actual build of the saw. But this is just like a preliminary build video, I guess. You can hear that rattle there as I'm cranking, I know. That's pretty good. I know you guys could hear that rattle when I was cranking and while running it. What that is these cylinders generally don't wear if they have a good plating in them. Your piston and your rings are what's designed to wear. The material on your piston is generally, it's aluminum as opposed to usually some kind of Nickel or chrome plating in the cylinder. And, the piston's designed to wear out. What that indicates is that's a lot of piston slap. A lot. Which a piston for this ain't, real expensive. We throw a meteor piston in it for less than 40 bucks and some crank seals in it, and, not a lot of money in the saw, and it's, back to new saw status. Now, I've not filled the bearings or anything, but As for right now, she is going to need a piston. What it is, it's the skirts of the piston have excessive wear, and it's rocking back and forth in the cylinder to all you guys that are not mechanics or saw repairmen. So if you've got one and it's got that really, really loud, what I call a death rattle, you know, it's generally time for a piston, but we were well aware that this saw was tired. You know, he'd been wanting to get it up here to me for a while, and like I said, he had some other saws that needed some repairs. I've got an 066 that I actually built here on the channel probably getting close to 3 years ago. We're going to do some AV mounts in it, and then I've got a 395. It's got some kind of fuel leak we got to diagnose, and you got a 371 XP that I ran it here, and I don't really think it's oiling at all. He said it was barely oiling, but that gum chain on it was powder dry after making just a couple of cuts. So we're going to have to look into repairing the oiler on that one. So you know, it'll be maybe not a few videos. We'll just have to see, but I'll have to see if this one's got bar oil in it. He may have drained it out, but what I've got a brand new bar and chain. He said he wanted me to bar it up and run it, so we're going to video it, make a few cuts. I've got a big pile of hickory and red oak out here. But let me pause you guys and see if I can get around this tripod without knocking everything over. And we'll go grab a bar and chain. It's 18-inch tri-link. Is a sale item or a return item at the local Stihl dealer. Like, I got bar chaining off 20 bucks and it's brand new. So we'll get that barred up on it and bring you guys back. Yeah, guys, she's a little lazy. It is freaking miserably hot here. I'd say the heat index, after the rain and storms we've had today, is probably around 100 degrees. It's just miserable. It is bearable, but it's also miserable. But I've seen a lot worse. It's, you know, saw's still usable, but, you know, like he had told me, he just felt it was a little tired and lazy, and seemed like the hotter it got, the more. I only tried to make 2 cuts out of it, but just didn't feel like there was much sense in putting any more abuse on it. But this one looks like a case of just freshening it back up, a little bit of piston rings, set of crank seals. I don't know if the carb's ever been rebuilt or if it's had a fuel line put in it. We'll look into all of that. None of that's expensive. You know, carb and everything's got to come off anyway, so you know, that's where we'll be at on it. I got to check out these other saws and see what kind of parts list I need to get to order, and you know, we may or may not have some videos on these saws. Like I said, it just all depends on how I feel, or you know, what all goes into doing the repairs. But anyway, we've got a lot of projects coming up. I am going on vacation toward the end of the month, but we're only going like through the weekend, so shouldn't really affect much. But you guys know I've got a lot of builds. You know, if there's anything in particular I've got here that you'd like to see run, or you know, maybe I need to do another poll or something, but this time of year, to most of us in the saw community, gets a little disheartening. No one's out wanting to fool with power saws at 100 degrees unless it's, you know, production loggers or guys in tree crews, tree service. It just is what it is. But we'll try to keep pumping out some videos. I've tried to put one out like every day for a week straight, see if it would help the channel or change anything, and nothing seems to really help anything. I'd contacted YouTube a while back about the channel kind of things slowing way down, and the technicians, I guess, had analyzed everything and come to the conclusion that I needed to ask people to subscribe more. But then the guy got back to me and said that I wasn't getting as much impressions, which is like, I've got over 9,000 followers, and unless I'm making a short, I don't really get the views that I should for a channel that big. Some stuff does, don't get me wrong, some of these videos do really well, but what the impression means is like it's not putting it out on my followers' pages. And I think there's like somewhere around 200 people that actually have the bell turned on. So if you've not done that, just click the bell, turn the notifications on. It will let you know when we put out a video. But for those of you that are always here and have always been here, we greatly, truly appreciate it. And guys, I do take in repairs, I take in builds. My email address is in the description. Generally, my pricing's quite some bit cheaper than the next guy. I don't do that purposely. I just, it's just a hobby. I ain't out to make a killing on it. But, the time and wear and tear on my equipment is worth something. So, with that said, everybody have a great day.